Thalion.
I'm here.
Elise.
Present.
Valeria. Rudy.
Ready to go.
Leomorn.
Couldn't hear Thalion.
Yeah.
Rovanian.
I'm here.
Zirak.
I think he reconnected.
Zirak.
Zirak is here.
Doug, can you speak again to see if Ken can hear?
I sure can. Can you hear me now, Zirak?
I did hear you, Brave Thalion. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. We got everybody here. Who would like to do the recap of what happened?
I vote Rovanian.
I think he does have some explaining to do.
Me? Why me?
You know what you did.
That was the other night. I'll try, but it won't be the best recap. I'll just say that we finished our business of burying the manticores and inspecting the treasures, and we had a discussion about whether or not it was worthwhile to go into the Dwarven Crypt. Sorry, my daughter was asking me a question. Sorry. So we went into the Dwarven. We decided basically that those who are dead probably may not need their not riches, but weapons in case we might need them for the fight ahead. And so we decided we would try going in as long as we didn't disturb the dead, though Rovanian was against disturbing offerings to the gods. We went inside and found some really old grudge books. Dwarves like to keep their grudges for a very long time. And then in the center of the crypt, Rovanian and Thalion basically opened the main door, and that's when we were basically accosted by the Wraith Prince that was there, who was incensed that 2 half-elves were invading his sanctuary, and his other soldiers joined in, and we basically began to fight them. But at that point, Valeria decided that we were then violating the dead and wanted to retreat. So everyone started retreating except for Rovanian, who stayed there to try to fight off and buy some time. As we withdrawed back, though, Valeria, trying to help her compatriot, came in and attempted to turn them, but unfortunately, based on where they're at, they basically shrugged it off, and she became swarmed by them and almost fell at that instant. Rovanian leaped ahead to try to save her, and the party came in again to try to extract the cleric. And finally, we were able to escape with no one being killed, and the wraiths retreated. Afterwards, we began traveling north to the mountain again. On one of the nights, Rovanian spoke with Valeria and let her know that even though she may sometimes find her faith wavering in her current deity, there is also another one who basically seems to have his eye on her and would support her if she ever needed it, and that would be Ceres. And he also let her know that he had been commanded to protect her, and would do so with his life if necessary. And we traveled in for a few more days, and we came into a valley of flowers, which was a beautiful sight to behold. And as we were descending into that valley, we saw someone stumbling, thinking that maybe there was someone in need of assistance. Thalion raced ahead to try to help them, and because of his desire to help, he set Karis aside and rushed up. And as he inquired if the person needed aid, they basically sank their teeth into his neck. And that was the end of the last session.
Okay, and then just to note, you guys are still up in the mountains, and
it's up in the mountains. Sorry,
over the valley.
I thought we were getting into the valley at that point, but it was climbing up the trail.
Very well done. Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration. Everybody else who had a point of inspiration, minus Rudy, last session that didn't use it, that is gone. Rudy gained hers, but she roleplayed that she did not go down into the crypt, just due to her recently coming back to life. It is mid-afternoon. on the 33rd of Zostos the Reaping, as you guys encountered this humanoid being seemingly running in a panic away from something, looking over its shoulder, stumbling and tripping, falling, catching itself on its hands and knees before thrusting itself back up, and sort of doing this flailing run as if it's taking every bit of strength it possibly can to keep moving. Thalion has rushed up to this creature, what's wrong, and almost in a sense of vindication for him, that there are people that need to be helped up here, these rangers that he kept telling you guys, and you guys kept doubting him, and it was here, the signs that pointed him here, he's not going crazy. 4 days did pass last time, Rudy, so your sickness and Garshadow sickness are completely
I lost
gone.
you, no.
Can everybody hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. And as Thalion went out to see what was wrong, in the way that he does, Thalion helps people. He got a very, I guess, rude surprise, a very scary one, as the face sort of shot out towards his neck, and we were going to immediately jump into initiative.
Now, just to be clear, since you said Rudy would still have her inspiration, but I also got the inspiration with reading that session too. Do I still have mine?
I believe you used your inspiration during that session to make a con save down in the tomb.
That I recall.
But when you gain inspiration and there is a combat, if it is not used in the combat or any hence time after, that inspiration goes away.
Okay.
That
that's what
way
wanted
I
to
can
know.
that way I can keep giving you guys inspiration instead of you guys holding on to it and me not able to say good job, that was awesome.
So I had a question. I earned inspiration
You guys-
near the end of the last session when I promoted Rudy to full employee. Does that
Yes. I totally forgot about that. Drummond, you still have yours because that happened after the combat.
God damn it.
I totally forgot about that.
So if we're rolling initiative, I assume you're putting us on a different map, Mark, because I don't have a
yes,
token.
sir.
Someone needs to draw that moment. Someone has
You
to.
guys not hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I can hear you, Ken. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Ken. Can you hear us?
Ken, can you hear me?
I can hear you every once in a while, and then it disconnects, and everything says that the server that it's pinging is slow and might need to change to a different region, and then it comes back.
Different
That's
region.
weird. We'll give you. We
But
can wait a bit.
right now, it looks like it's working. I mean, the map just.
Puppy just cut out.
Or not, because me. Are you hearing me?
You're cutting in and out pretty bad.
Mark, are there any elevation differences that we should take note of?
You guys will note that this is the cliffside here. Hold on. Let me draw it out while we have time.
Because we've been burned by this before.
Okay, so the elevation you see here, this is the sort of cliffside you guys have been hugging, and then straight down in that direction is a winding river, pretty far down. Up here, the closest cliff that you guys can see is about 100 feet up. There's a small little waterfall down along this area, and this is just the steep mountain climbing up and up and up.
Oh, so this is higher than us.
Yes, that is way higher than you guys. So the left side of the map, elevation way up. Right side of the map, elevation way down.
I only know one creature that could survive that fall.
He's just a legend. He doesn't exist.
Legendary.
Okay, I tried to move Ophelia to the back, Sirac. See if that.
Jeremy, were you referring to the vampire that you pushed off the edge?
No, he died.
Yeah, Jeremy said survive.
Karsati?
No, she died too. It's someone even more powerful than Karsati. So unbelievably powerful that adventurers quake in their boots when they hear of his name.
Philo.
Curse of straw.
Jeff?
The wrath of the gods. Dun dun dun.
The immortal shock goblin Twitch.
That was a mouthful.
But in the defense of reality, he did like sacrifice several animals on the way down to survive.
That's not the point. The point is that a little goblin survived a 200-foot fall without feather fall or any other magical effects to save.
That is true.
Did you do the cartoon thing where it's like just ignore the fact that he was falling? It's like I'm not gonna die. Poof, not gonna die.
It's that 3-foot goblin-shaped hole at the bottom.
Are you okay down there? I'm fine. Hey,
Would you kill me?
hey! I found a quarter in here.
I found Gamork.
I need elevator music when we have pauses like that.
Guys, if you find a cabin in the woods, turn around. Yes, you seem like a gym.
I'm pretty sure I Airbnb'd that, so no, I will not do it. So we got about 8 minutes to kill. If you guys want to go get something to drink, something to snack on, or just get up for a bit. He had to restart his. He had to plug in his router, so it's going to take a bit for it to load.
Didn't want me to. Well, no, Ken's pretty touchy with Xerac.
I wouldn't want you to play Xerac either, because I don't think I'd want anybody else to play Xerac. Ken has his own thing going on with that.
Yeah, I understand. I was just like, well, I'm here. I know it'll get the ball rolling type deal. I was just kind of, offering. Legitimate question. I'm entering my script into a contest. I found out it is a horror script for a short film. I am debating on the end. I have so far 2 votes for pies, for steak. Story is Jim gets lost. Jim is a hunter that gets lost in the woods, and he finds a cabin which a little old lady lives. She turns out to be a cannibal. She kills him and eats him. Should she eat a steak, or should she turn him into a pie?
Meat pie.
Pie all the way.
Okay, sounds like it's gonna stay a pie. I'm the only one that was tempted to turn him into a steak.
No,
You
it's
just
gotta
gotta
be pie.
You gotta remember, man, she's gonna use every single bit of that body, harvest everything. So she's gonna be making, offal pie with, the innards.
Exactly. The best way to do it is to do it through a grinder, like Sweeney Todd style. You get every
I don't want to know how you
the
do
pie.
that. But she's an old lady, and old ladies always make pies.
That too.
She could be
Your
a rare
teeth can't
exception,
handle the
though.
chewy steak. The steak's too chewy for their teeth. They might pop it out.
And there goes. Every night around the same time. I don't know what he's working at.
Do you want to play the part of Jim? Contest is a horror script contest, and first prize, I make some contacts in the film industry.
At least you didn't go with your Fallout.
Actually, I have 2 horror scripts right now. I have a zombie apocalypse one and this one, but this one's my favorite. Oh, it's dark. My Fallout one is dark.
And
So
a
much
cannibal
bullshit.
lady devouring a wayward hunter is not?
My Fallout short story involves a girl getting raped by a group of raiders. Watching her younger sister getting beat to death.
Go ahead. So you can hear us, Ken?
Yep, everything seems to be working now.
Fantastico.
What?
Let me turn off the elevator music. Okay. I'm considering this a surprise round for this creature, as it is reaching out for Doug. However, the sunlight is canceling out the advantage that he has. So this is going to be a regular attack on you, Thalion. $17.
Hits.
Okay, so he is not going to do damage. However, he does grapple you, and now he's going to try to bite. 23. Okay, you take 7 points of piercing and 6 points of necrotic. The 6 points of necrotic gets minused from your health total. And now we are going to pick up with round 1. Thalion, give me a quick perception check.
Did you guys see that? He latched onto Thalion's neck.
Wait, is that what he's doing?
Oh god.
Thalion does.
Yeah. Oh.
Thalion, through this blur of movement, as this creature reached out and grasped you and the neck came out, you see incredibly pale skin, a tuft of dark brown hair covering its head, and what seems to be loads and loads of scratches on its neck and face, literally covering every part of the skin that you can see that's visible on its head, and what seems to be black wisps of smoke leaching out from the mouth, eyes, ears, and nose of this creature. And it is going to use its action to bite again. 15.
Miss.
This time you get your shoulder up and it digs into the half plate in the leather harness, sticking up, and you wrench your shoulder free. And you watch as it lets go of the grapple and the hands immediately go up to the face, and it just starts scratching along its neck and all over its face and just kind of screams as the blood, your blood, is sort of like coming out of its mouth as it's sort of coughing it up and sputtering. It's a gruesome sight. Valeria.
Valeria's gonna like trouble, and then while she's on Troy, she's gonna head over there, so 10, 15, 20, 25. Right here. One has to come with me, and then she gets off for 15.
Yep, hold on tight.
5, 30. She is going to cast Sacred Flame at it. And then that's it.
Okay. This is almost perfect. However, it does have proficiency in dexterity. It is a very lithe creature with almost superhuman grace, although it doesn't look it. It fails with the 12, which is absolutely perfect. It takes all 10 of the radiant damage, and almost in response, as the flames sort of wreath over its body, the shadows explode out of the eyes and the mouth as these long, daddy long leg like shadowy legs erupt from the face, and you're looking now as this body is clawing at its throat as if it's being hung, as it is held in air, kicking and moving like a terrible piñata, as these legs have it up in the air, and these two snake-like tendril arms. So it has 4 legs that it's standing on, and these 2 long, black, shadowy tentacles almost like leeching out as this person is hanging in the middle, kicking and struggling. Valeria, it's still your turn.
Yep, not sleeping tonight. That looks horrifying.
So that's kind of what's going on here.
How do you do that? Bring up the picture for everybody to see.
You click on the picture and press Shift plus Z.
Yeah.
Okay, bring out the spiritual weapon. Go ahead and make your attack.
Did it grow in size?
That's the extent of the legs. It's dangling about 5 feet in the air. The body is. And the legs are huge. Think of the bamboo leg spider in Kong Skull Island. It just sort of like elevated it up, but it's these sharp, pointy, shadowy legs. The 8 is going to miss Valeria as the horse spins around and bucks towards the pinata-like body as the leg, almost like a spider moving its abdomen out of the way, just whips the body back in this unnatural sort of form as the creature is still struggling as Boba is playing with his squeaking toy and just misses wide. Garshadow.
Garshadow takes a step back and then charges in, pouncing on the creature to try and pin it down.
A 25 definitely hits. Okay, so the creature, it's going to take less damage than what it's originally going to take. It is sort of quite resistant to Garshadow's attack.
He just has to make a strength save.
This is the best part about this character, is its strength is 9.
And there is an additional 4 to each of those, since he's got my favorite enemy ability.
Okay. And is the 4 considered magical?
I don't
check
know.
really quick. I'll mark 2 off, and then find it. If it's considered magical, then I'll minus. And the creature has been drugged down as Garshadow leaps up, grabs a hold of the leg of the creature, and drives it into the ground as the shadowy legs buckle in on itself a little bit. It is prone. Go ahead and roll one more time for Garshadow's bite attack, because you should have advantage because the creature's prone.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
21 will hit.
You didn't want me to roll damage again, did you?
Did you roll damage already?
Yeah, it was 13. Well, with the 4, it would have been 17.
That was your attack, 1d20
Oh, you're
plus
right.
6.
My bad. I'm spacing. It's been a long day.
No worries. Okay, so that's going to be 5 plus, and then 4. But I'm going to half the 4 to 2, and then just go ahead and check really quick on your sheet to see if that extra favorite enemy stuff is considered magical.
Okay.
Okay. Elise, you watched as this creature, almost in a blur of movement, attacked Thalion, sprouted these terrible black daddy long leg-like legs as the person that this is coming out of is almost struggling against the shadowy form that's oozing from its body as Garshadow has leapt on top of it simultaneously as Valeria is attacking it with her divine magic.
Alright. So, can I take the horse with me as I move? I don't think it's letting me.
I don't think you have control of it, but I can move it to wherever. You can move up to 60 feet, and I'll just move Zirak and the horse to wherever you go.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
Okay, so you're dismounting off the horse and moving?
No, she's riding the horse.
Yeah.
So she's going to hold her action to attack until Zirak.
No, she's kicking the flanks of the horse and guiding the horse where it needs to go. I was teaching her how to ride horse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause I
I'll
was
need
like,
an
wait,
animal
I thought
handling check. Because
Okay, that's why I wasn't sure. I was like, wait,
there's
how
going
do
to
I
be
do
two separate people trying to control this horse at the same time. Because she didn't state out loud that Zirak is going to do this.
No, I'm stating that she was driving the horse because I was showing her how to ride. We stated that last session.
Okay.
So I would be behind her in the saddle, showing her what to do. So that's why I put in the chat there that she's welcome to move the horse. She has control of it right now.
Okay, sounds good.
Do we still need the
Nope,
animal thing?
go ahead and move the horse.
Okay. Well, I
Consider Zirak your training rover.
this.
I'm trying to show her so she can, because she hadn't ridden a horse before we lost the carriage. So she's been riding with me, and I've been letting her. Remember, ever since I threw the rock at the lake,
Yeah.
she's been in the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and move your token 60 feet wherever you want.
So I
if you
think
want to get
that
that
this
close.
right here gets me 60 feet right there.
Okay.
It should be about 60 feet, and that's where the horse and Zarak will be. And then that leads to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that leaves me. Okay, cool. 30 feet away from that creature. And I just seen it do that weird thing come out of that guy, so totally not having the professor vibes here. I'm gonna try and cast a Desnut Whisper at it. Yeah. That's I'm good.
Okay, what are you, so you're going to cast Dissonant Whispers against the vampire?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and cast your spell.
Quit lagging. There we go. Oop. Or that can happen.
Which is a wisdom save. It's a 4. So the vampire is going to take the 7 points. And you watch as it is struggling to try to move away from your spell, but the shadowy legs have it sort of anchored there. And it's this strange thing where the head is affixed into place, but the legs and the arms are trying to stand and move away, but it cannot move.
Oh god. Sorry. I'm picturing, yeah, okay.
You still have your
And,
bonus action if you wish to use it.
Nope, I'm gonna reserve that for now.
Okay.
Yeah. She's a little creeped out by this thing. She's like, interesting.
That's the
Odd.
point.
Yeah, she doesn't really have words. She's just kind of staring at it in bafflement, like. Right.
Lamort?
I didn't know one could piss and crap themselves out of fear at the same time, but apparently this is like possible. Seeing this monstrosity. No, I didn't do that on. Don't worry. Going to leap off the horse and run 5, 10, 15, 20. And running, I'm gonna start charging up a bolt of magic and cast Chaos Bolt once I stop.
Okay. As you cast it, go ahead and cast it at disadvantage because this creature is prone.
Oh crap! All right.
A 10 will miss.
Damn.
The bolt sort of, and almost as if you lose control of it, it slams into the boulder right next to Thalion and explodes.
Sorry, lost my footing. I'm gonna silently.
Are you gonna stay there?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay there. Try to get a think of another spell to cast.
Okay. Drummond.
I'm not sure who's actually moving the horse, but I want to move it there, Rovanian. I'm not sure who's controlling. I can move the horse, but I'm not sure who is actually in front riding.
I will leave that up to you two to decide. Say that Drummond is controlling the horse. Drummond, do you move there?
And I'm gonna be like, go get it, Rovanian. And then I'm gonna pull out my hand crossbow and shoot it at disadvantage.
Okay, shoot at disadvantage. Oh, 22 still hits. Okay, so it's going to take a total of 7. Okay, it finds purchase into the body of the creature that sort of recoils as the body is sort of trying to move away, but again, the head seems almost locked in this paralyzed state of it's just stuck. It can't move. The body is almost threatening to break the neck the way it's moving to try to. Go ahead, Drummond.
That was it. I'll stay there.
Okay, Zirak.
All right, Zarak is beginning to infuse Moonlight with electric magic, and will use he will cast. I'm basically preparing an action to cast Shocking Grasp when Moonlight is adjacent to the creature.
Gotcha.
Through Moonlight.
Okay. Rudy.
Rudy will draw her sword and says, "My trusty steed, your master's in need. We must go and heed his call." I'm going to charge the horse. What's his speed?
A draft horse, I believe, is 40. $40 feet.
He's going to run up, and I am going to swing my sword at one of these legs.
Okay. A 17 will hit. Okay.
And I will call to Thalia and say, "Keep up the good fight. You are not alone." And I will give him Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Thalion, you get a 1d8 Bardic Inspiration.
That is correct, a 1d8.
And your Bardic Inspirations are for attack, saving throws, and checks?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rovanian. Chris, if you're talking, you might be muted.
Mark, could I re-roll that damage? Because it doesn't look like Storm Song is, like...
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to run up to it. I'm going to bonus action Rage, and I'm going to try to basically pummel it to death. And it's prone, so I'm going to get an advantage.
Yep. Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead and re-roll it if you need. And you're attacking the prone vampire?
Yes. gonna be radiant, and like it's a silvered sword, so I'm not sure if it's resistant to silvered or not, but can you guys hear me?
I think if you're adding radiant to the attack, it makes the attack radiant like a paladin's divine smite.
No, I just think it does additional 6 damage if it's radiant.
Yeah, it just does an additional 6 radiant.
Describe that. The sword then is steel, bites into the creature, and radiant light comes from the heavens and smashes the creature? Is that how it happens, or is the attack infused with radiant energy?
It's the same as like if a flame tongue. It does slashing and it does the fire damage.
Which makes the entire attack magic.
But this isn't a magical item.
So... Does he take half of it?
It's just class ability.
Yeah, it's a class ability.
So I'm taking half off of the slashing and then keeping all the...
Okay. And then I'll attack one more time.
.24 will hit.
So 7 more.
Okay.
So
And now I have to have my daughter.
I believe that 11 is correctly rolled.
Okay, I take note of that 11. Valiant.
Valiant is gonna draw his glaive, and I am striking for the shadowy tendril that's coming out of the mouth.
Okay. The shadowy tendril you do not have advantage on. 17 hit.
And I'm going to bonus action strike it again.
A 16 hit.
And Valiant just calls out, strike the tentacle. I think he's resisting.
Okay. Moonlight. Charged full of electricity.
Moonlight is going to fly 30 feet to the creature and release its static charge buildup by touching it.
Okay, you're touching the body.
And then fly back. Yeah, the part that's prone.
Okay.
It's 30 feet to the creature, so I have 60 feet of movement, so I can land back on Zerak's shoulder.
Perfect. .27 definitely hits.
For 12 lightning. And that
There's
expends
this-
that expends my reaction and Moonlight's turn.
Okay, and there's this sort of gagged scream of pain as it's trying, but it's almost choking on this thick, viscous, like shadow that's kind of coming out of its mouth as you strike it, as the talons dig in almost like an 8-needle taser just grabbing onto this thing's arm and just shocking the shit out of it.
Yes.
Okay, top of round 2, it is going to stand to its full height. And it is going to make 2 attacks. Not the creature itself, but the shadows. As the 2 tentacle-like appendages shoot out in 2 different directions. One at Rudy, one at Rovanian. The first one is at you. 24.
That will hit.
You take 27 cold damage. And your strength score is reduced by 4.
Okay.
Rudy. A 12.
I will deflect it.
As it comes at you, you kneel down and it shoots towards you and you bat it down towards the ground and the tendril strikes the rock, causing an explosion of just rubble from the area it struck as you do a front flip and land as the tendril recoils back towards the creature. Valeria. All the while, the human pinata is sort of struggling in the air again, scratching at its face.
Okay, she's gonna go 15 right here. I'm gonna try turn undead. Anything, I don't know, but it's worth a shot.
What are you targeting? Are you looking at the body and trying to turn undead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to make 2 rolls. The body fails, and you watch now as its legs and arms begin to flail frantically as it's trying to move away, but it cannot. And here comes the failing with a 6. You watch now as the tendrils detach the body and the body falls limp to the ground. And the tendrils move. It has to use this reaction for its action. It also turn creature. It also can't do actions. Turn creature must spend. It must spend its turn, so it's not using its reaction to run. Give me a quick second because I've got to add. Okay. Hopefully that's not too confusing with the way that's set up. But this is the body that has sort of dropped. And here are the tendrils. Now, just seems to be this almost spidery looking shadow construct that's sort of moving around now. That's going to try to get away from Valeria. Valeria, you still have your bonus action. And then the spiritual weapon is against who? Who's the spiritual weapon on, Valeria?
Keep cutting out.
Who are you attacking with the spiritual weapon, as there's 2 entities now in that space?
The big one.
Okay. The 16 does hit. It's going to take 5 points of force, and the big creature is no longer turned. Gar Shadow.
Scar Shadow is going to bite the bigger tendrils.
Okay. 20 definitely hits.
And that is Scar Shadow's turn.
Okay. Elise. Please take note, I forgot to add it, but the little token is prone.
Okay. The little token's the body that we saw fall limp, right?
Yes, it's on the ground right now, not moving.
Sorry, don't mind me losing my foot.
As a free action, I tap Elise on the shoulder and say, I would prefer not to get any closer if you don't mind.
That's my plan as well. Wait, am I... Let me see. Okay. I'm going to Vicious Mockery the big, shadowy thing. The big token. If I can. If it fails.
You're Vicious Mockery, the big one or the little one?
Yeah, the big one.
The big one.
Yes.
This one, this time, it's ready for your psychic onslaught.
Who's next? Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, Leomord.
Okay. That's the most gruesome thing I've ever seen. We're gonna move 5, 10, 15. Charging up. And let's see, do I have anything like... Alright, Winston, alright, I'll try it. Let's see, am I within range? Yes, I am. I'm going to shoot one hand out forward, one hand out that's sparking up into the air, and cast Witch Bolt at the bigger of the two.
Okay, go ahead and cast your Witch Bolt. A 10 will miss. This time, trying to make a more careful aim, you shoot as it almost stands up a little bit straighter as your Witch Bolt shoots underneath its legs and explodes against the cliff face. And you watch as gravel and snow begin to sort of trickle down.
Blasted! Son of... It's the altitude throwing my aim off. God, mother... I'm just gonna... just rub my hands again to refocus myself, and I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay. Draw.
Okay, I'm gonna dismount, pull out the rapier. I'm gonna poke at the big black mass.
Okay, Quasimodo's going to take this time to run backwards. An 18 will hit.
Funny action, disengage. Good job, Ravanian, you're doing. And that will be my turn.
Well done. Zirak.
I think that you should stay and answer for your crimes as I fix my steely gaze upon it and cause a mystical serpent to appear in front of it.
And this is towards the big guy?
Yes, towards the thing that that dropped the body.
Okay. The bluish tinged cobra begins to sway back and forth in front of it, tongue licking out, trying to mesmerize said creature. Rudy.
Rudy is going to place 2 fingers on her sword, and you hear this hum, and then she strings her fingers up the blade, and it just gets louder and louder, and then she thrusts her sword forward, releasing that sound all at once, using her blade of humming. Which is Thunderwave, by the way.
Okay, you're getting both creatures?
Yes.
Okay. Black vampire thing here, the legs. Here comes its concept. Failing, it's going to take 14. The creature on the ground is going to have disadvantage on this save. With a 9. Each one gets pushed away. 5, 10. The vampire on the ground, however, 10, 15 gets almost spun and slammed against the wall. Crack!
Then I will say, big haste for that, for it may be coming down. And I'm going to lead the horse over here, just in case.
And the vampire is still on the ground, somewhat unconscious. Rovanian.
Even though I took a huge chunk, I'm gonna still try to take down the shadow puppet. So I'll move there and attack it again.
Okay. $21 definitely hits. Okay. 22 definitely hits. It's almost dripping with almost like crude oil, like little droplets splashing on the ground as its form is beginning to sort of flubber and waver and sort of vibrate really fast, and kind of shrinking almost the way in Stranger Things when the tendrils would shoot out and then like really fast, and it's sort of almost trying to stay together and it's winking out of existence.
Valiant steps up and is going to swing for the large shadowy mass.
$17 hits. And with 16, you swing and you cut out one of its legs as it begins to topple, and then it stops itself as you spin your glaive and you cut out another leg, and it begins to topple and it shoots out another tendril as you take your glaive. It is now low enough and you cut and bisect it in half as the creature sort of explodes into these little ashy snowfall. And as the larger chunks sort of float down, they just sort of disintegrate and dissipate, leaving no trace of its existence.
Thalion then is going to turn to the prone vampire body. And is going to stroll up to see if this thing is still conscious. And it looks like...
Okay. So you're moving up to the prone creature, so go ahead and make your movement. And it is Moonlight's turn.
Moonlight is going to fly up to the prone creature and scratch at it and fly away, like giving the help action to whoever might want to stab it.
Okay. Thalion, your Braver Strike. That can only be done on something that you attack with your Glaive Blade.
No, I could use it, as long as I attack with the glaive, I can use a bonus action to attack again.
Shit.
With that.
Did you want to attack that prone vampire form? Maybe to give it the nudge to see if it's still awake?
Actually, yes, I will do that.
Okay, go ahead and do that with advantage. I completely forgot about that, and I thought that you have to make your glaive attack. 17 will hit. And then Moonlight has given the next person advantage. I can't find the wrench. There's the wrench. Round 3. Thalion, this bloodied face that is just ravaged, sort of looks up to you. And it kind of rolls onto its side, and you watch for the first time, now that the adrenaline has sort of super focused your senses, Droman and Rovenian, you can really see this too from here. The face almost looks docile. It looks to you, Thalion. We failed. They took her. Run. And you watch as the body now begins to sort of turn to ash and burn, as the sunlight now, without the sort of protection that shadowy puppet was sort of giving this sort of host form, the flesh of this thing turned vampire is beginning to burn. Valeria.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt at it.
Okay, if you cast Guiding Bolt, it's going to be a disadvantage. Sacred Flame would be normal, and it would just have to make a dex.
I'll just do Sacred Flame.
Valeria, you begin to call out your prayer, and you point your mace at the creature. It looks towards Valeria, Thalion, and then it looks to you. Save her for me, you bastard. And the flames wash over him as he takes them, and his body begins to crumble to ash. The voice is very familiar, Thalion, a voice that you sort of despise.
I think I already knew who it was.
As the body that is wrecked and ravaged that belonged to Shadowhunter, Aaron Harker, is no more.
I kind of squeeze tight the glaive, but I steady myself and kneel down. Was his clothes still left behind?
His clothes are there. His belongings and stuff that he had on are there. The clothing is torn.
I'm going to search to see if he left anything that might be useful to help, since I'm assuming he was referring to Elytrana.
You search his body. You look, and you see that his bow is gone. There's no quiver on his back. His longsword scabbard sits empty, and he doesn't have his shield. There is a hatchet strapped to his belt that's along his back. A small pouch on his belt as well. And you see that laying on the ground is an earring in the shape of what looks to be a crystal teardrop.
Do I recognize this earring?
You've recognized that he wore it, that it was his. It always looked strange on him, being the sort of rough-cut character that he was, that he would wear such, I guess you could say, an almost like a very effeminate-looking piece of jewelry. But he always wore it with pride. And anybody that teased him about it, he would give him a piece of his mind and his fist. You look inside the pouch, and you see that it is chock full of herbalism materials.
I will take the earring and herbalism materials as I kind of try to fold up his clothes. Because he went to Ash, right? Or is his actual body still there?
His body is gone. It is just his clothes.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind
As the divine flames just sort of devoured what was left. And the one vision that you were left of is that he was happy that it happened.
So after I take the herbalism ingredients and the earring, I kind of fold up his clothes, and I'm going to try and like bury them at this cliff face.
You find that digging here is almost next to impossible. So you lay the clothes down, and then you begin to methodically place stones, making a stone cairn, and you pile them up to a certain point. It takes you a little bit. It's pretty tiring work, but you managed to sort of build him a small little resting spot.
Did those shadow tentacle things leave a body? Are they still fleshy somewhere, or did they like just?
The tendrils?
Yes.
What's a good way to describe it? Think of burning bits of paper that are floating in the air that are slowly being devoured by the edges as it keeps burning and burning in. Kind of like the ending to the Goblet of Fire, where they show the paper and it's being like singed on the outside and it keeps shrinking. As it sort of exploded into this weird, like skin flap ash fall is the only way that I could really describe it in like its grossest meaning. As these like almost like silk floating through the air, these little bits of shadow were just snowing down upon all you guys as it was just almost devouring itself until there was nothing left. Like nothing left was anchoring it into this area. Nothing else was keeping it here, and it almost seemed to be consumed by the atmosphere.
You could have just say they burned away in the sun, but I like the description.
But technically, it didn't burn away in the sun. The vampire did, not the large thing.
Yeah, it just burned. It just disintegrated.
Yes.
So I will go and ask Elise if she knows, if she has heard of something like that, because this seems like her kind of area of expertise.
While that's happening, heeding Joman's words, I will walk over to Valeria and ask her to take a look at the bite on my neck.
All right. Let me look that over.
What sort of monstrosities be up in these mountains?
You examine the bite marks. It sunk in there pretty quick. But what you were noticing is that they could have been deeper. As you sort of look, these almost look like they were hesitant.
Lucky, this could have been fatal. But it seems whatever consciousness was still in his... He was, at that moment, he knew it was... I think.
Valeria, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Okay. So as you're sort of putting your fingers on the holes and sort of pressing on them, is when you look up at Thalion and you're like, you were lucky, these could be fatal, just as something catches your eye. And you watch as like a little worm of black shadowiness crawls out of the bite mark and tries to latch onto your hand as you move away. And the worm sort of rolls out and falls, and it's followed by another one, and it disintegrates Jeremy.
Oh my god. Could have turned me. Ew.
As if thinking that perhaps Thalion wasn't a very good host.
Everybody try not to get bitten. Whatever it was that was controlling Thalion's friend. Those little worms just came out of his neck.
Thalion, as the two little worms roll out.
Oh my god.
The necro... sorry, Ken. As the worms, as the black shadow worms crawled out of your neck, your hit point maximum decrease goes away, and you go back up.
I kind of stomp where I saw the black tentacles fall.
I mean, Zirak, as you're observing this, and it's sort of turning your bile, as you're kind of understanding that this creature was almost pure necrotic energy given a lifelike form. Feeding off of life forces like a parasite.
If this is what we have to face in these mountains, I fear for our safety. We must be very wary of anything on the trail ahead and not rush to offer assistance as we normally do. Valeria and I have learned our lesson in the past, and now Thalion has as well. When we try to help those who look like they may be in need of help, it turns out they just want to eat you.
I will be wary now, but from his words, it sounds
Can I
like
check?
the group may have struggled up ahead. My teacher that you all met apparently was taken as well.
Can I check and see if I have any similar wounds because that thing wrapped around me and I feel weaker?
Yes. Go ahead and make a medicine check on yourself. You go over your body and you have no piercing wounds, no cuts, no abrasions. You're not bleeding. But you can definitely feel the coldness from your left shoulder down to your belly button where the tendril struck at you and sort of sapped away your life force and fed off of your vitality. But
okay, then I'll just send them. Maybe I'll come back when my body has no time to recover. Hopefully, otherwise I'll approach Valeria.
From your 16 and not seeing any sort of illegal ports of entry into your body, you think you're pretty good. You think you're fine. But definitely not something you want to get hit by over and over.
Okay.
The one good thing that has come out of this is that you guys have an actual visible trail left by this creature that you can follow. What would you guys like to do?
Proceed forward.
I'm just curious, what happened to those worms after they vacated?
They burnt up and disintegrated. Sure.
Okay, I just didn't want to have to look over my back.
It's just chilling in your hair.
The amount of hairspray I use is enough to kill an elephant.
Are you saying it's bulletproof hair? We might very well be, Miss Valeria. We might very well be.
I will move back so that Thalion can lead the horse, and I say, lead the way.
Before I move the horse forward, I do kind of notice Rovane is looking a little tired. Maybe you should get a little healed up before we head forward.
Oh, yes, I actually may have something here. Though, I have to give you a choice of which one you'd like. And, I'll probably move up over to, Rovanian, digging out the 2 drops of health. One of them, I'll hold both of them up and ask him which one he'd like to pick.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm offering you one of the 2 drops of healing.
Oh, I'll be okay for now.
You sure?
Yeah, I still have enough hit points. I don't think this will go away with the drop of healing. I think I need rest.
Well, okay, but still,
We should say
if you need any more.
We should save them in case someone goes down, in case you bring them right up quickly.
Of course. And I'll also probably burn 2 sorcery points to get a level 1 spell slot, and then burn that to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. You guys press on through the cold, and it is getting colder and colder. The further you guys go, you begin to drop in elevation from where you're at, slowly and steadily as you wind your way through this sort of cliffside trail. The snow flurries have stopped, but the chill is still in the air. Here you can see that there's a little bit more greenscape, still clinging on to the sun's rays, fighting off the last bits of the cold that's threatening to kill it off for the winter. As you guys continue to follow the river and the trail left by Aaron Harker in his flight to get away from whatever it was further up ahead, has left a visible mark on this trail. Broken branches laid across, like strewn gravel in certain areas. You can see there's areas where he impacted with the side of the wall, causing large chunks of rocks to fall onto the trail and kind of obscure the path a bit. And you keep moving. Is everybody level 6? I think everybody should be level 6 now.
I believe y'all are.
I think so.
No, I'm not level 6 yet. I'm 1,000.
Oh, so even with that 725?
No, I'm still a little short.
Okay.
We'll find a few rats to kill.
So it's that, it's sort of that late November weather here in Washington where there isn't any snow on the ground yet, but it's maybe like 25 degrees outside during the day. It is below freezing, but there's nothing to really freeze. As you guys begin to descend, and as night comes, the wind chill drops the temperature more and more. You guys begin to set up for camp. I'll say between the 3 Outlanders in the party, you guys find enough firewood for the night. However, I'm getting a Constitution saving throws from everybody besides Zirak, whose robe magically wards him from this cold.
I actually just remembered something that we have that I would like to actually use to help with that cold. We pulled it off of the Revenant. It's that mug that when you drink it, it warms you for a certain amount of time. What's that sound?
Either somebody's phone or somebody watched a video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the heck?
Did you remember what that was, Mark?
I do remember what it was. Do you remember what it was?
I'm going to my notes. I wrote it. A drinking horn with 5 charges.
It's a drinking horn filled with a thick and heady spiced wine.
And I think I had written...
I believe that's in your bag of holding, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got written next to it 2d6.
Yeah.
2d6.
So it has 5 charges. It has 5 charges of the wine left. The wine will magically warm your body for 2d6 hours. 5 charges of wine. There are currently 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people in the party. but we're not going to count. We're not going to count the helpers. So 9 people, counting Garshadow. Minus Zirak is 8. You guys all have cold weather clothes, so that's going to lower the DC for all of you.
So, I offer a sip first to Valeria to help her out since she's in armor. And another one to Leo Morin.
Huh, I've never tried wine like this before, but I'll give it a shot.
Type it out in chat who you offer. Thalion, please. Okay, who gets the 5th? Okay. Valeria, Leo, Rudy, Elise, and Drummond, as you take the proffered quaff of the drinking horn, it is a very thick, rich wine that tastes of like mulled spices. It is delicious, and you immediately feel its effects sort of warming your entire body inside and out, as it almost makes the cold completely disappear. Go ahead and roll 2d6, each of you. Okay, Valeria, for the next 8 hours, you suffer no effects of cold weather. 3 of you for the next 9 hours. Leomorn, 8 hours. So for the night, you guys are comfortable and
I didn't make a Constitution saving throw, right? You said
Rovanian, Thalion, and then I need Garshadow to give me a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so Garshadow and Thalion, the cold weather is taking its toll. Both of you have 1 point of exhaustion. Rovanian, you're used to sort of toughing this out, and even with your warm weather skin, you're sort of moving around. You're able to keep yourself warm enough by the fire and by sort of just moving your muscles around and keeping your blood flowing. But you notice that Garshadow and both Thalion, being from a very almost tropical climate, further to the south, is having some real issues with the extreme cold in this area.
Mark, could I use my inspiration point to have Thalion roll it again?
Absolutely. Ooh. Balls.
Oh, it's even worse.
So, Thalion, you die. So you still the 1 point of exhaustion as you guys settle in for the night. You guys are going to take watches.
I'll take a watch tonight since I'm good and toasty and warm while letting somebody else sleep.
Okay, so
I'll take the first watch. I'll stay up late and study my magic, and then I'll go to bed when I wake up the next.
Since it's gonna be harder for Thalion to fall asleep with this, he would take first watch to get out of the way.
Well, we can have 2 people on watch. We have 8 of us, so
That's true.
I'll stay up. I'll stay up and watch Thalion drink wine. That'll be fun.
okay, Eric and Thalion, first watch. Second watch. Okay, third watch is Drummond. Fourth watch.
I'll take the last watch.
Okay, I need all of you guys on a watch to go ahead and give me a perception check.
It's at disadvantage for me with the
A disadvantage for you, Thalion, with the 1 point of exhaustion. Okay, 7. Xerac, go ahead and make a perception check for Moonlight as well. Roll again because you have advantage. 15. Okay, 15's good. You guys begin to settle in for the night. Xerac, you sort of, just out of habit, pull out your book and begin to look over your notes as you stop and peer around. Moonlight, sort of perched on top of the tents, ever vigilant, looking about as you sort of go back and forth from watch to reading. Thalion, trying to keep his body in motion to fight off the chill, stacking and restacking wood, stoking the fire, keeping himself busy with chores, almost to the point to where his mind is forgetting that he should be taking watch, but he's feeling exhausted as the cold is just draining his energy. After about half an hour or so, the noises come, the crying, the whispering, the angry growls, and they are constant. They are not coming in waves like they were before. It is a steady assault, moving with the wind, passing through you, setting your teeth on edge, Xerac, as it's not letting you concentrate on what you want to do at the moment. And no matter how hard you try, it's sort of assaulting your mind, the pictures of the dark forest and the black snowfall.
I turn to Thalion, and I know that you're tired, friend, and could use your rest, but do you feel this overwhelming presence of hate and darkness washing over you as you're here in the mountains? Do you feel it like I feel it? Something definitely does not want us here.
And you, in almost a panic whisper, like he's always been doing at night, Moonlight is just, his voice is almost constant in your mind as he just can't seem to help himself with how scared he feels. And he just keeps saying, they're not supposed to be here, they're not allowed. They're not supposed to be here, they're not allowed.
Not gonna lie, my friend. This feeling, the whole everything we've been dealing with in these lands was something I did grow used to. I guess I'm kind of cold to it. But whatever this thing is, it will not stop me from finding them.
Well, at least I can take from this a bit of encouragement. If something is fighting to drive us out of here, then we must be getting close to that which we seek.
I sure do hope so. I'm getting tired of having to chase after these things. They should be afraid.
I send a mental note to Moonlight to try and bolster his confidence and send a force of will back at the thing that's encroaching on him, that we're coming for you, whether you want us to or not. Kind of to send that feeling of courage and bravery and steadfastness out into the force that's coming at us, almost in retaliation.
Moonlight's voice is less shaky, but he says they should not be here. But for you, I will go anywhere.
I appreciate that.
So
My
you
little
can
space
still-
spirit friend.
You can still sense the dread and fear that he feels. He is absolutely terrified. He's like a little boy standing in front of a horror house at a fair, trying to put on a brave face. Yeah. Two hours pass. The voices continue. Zirak, you make your way towards your tent, hoping upon hope that the dreams won't come. But as you fall asleep, they do. The world seems more vivid, just as the voices carried on the wind seem more clear and louder and constant. You can almost smell the loam around you as you step, the smell of mushrooms and rot, fungus and moss. It is thick, almost heady, intoxicating to you as it reminds you of the deep forest, but there's something wrong here. Something is sick. It's not alive with life as you run through this forest. Thalion, you shake awake. Valeria, you clear your eyes. And you begin your watch as Thalion tells you the voices and the sounds are back. You warm your hands by the fire and you look out into the cold, clear night. And you don't hear the sounds of crying. You don't hear the sounds of rage or whispering. It is peaceful. But the sound of the wind whistling through the rocks. And there, out of the corner of your eye, sitting on a small rock precipice overlooking the cliff, is a figure. Sitting down, cross-legged position, with what seems to be a blanket covering its body. The voice calls back, "Of course I am. That doesn't mean I'm not here." You know who I am. As it just looks over the landscape, off to the southeast, overlooking Estok. I'm disappointed in you. The hood drops back, and you see shining silver hair the color of moonlight. As a face turns back, I expected more faith from you. As the figure disappears, and for a brief moment you caught the sight of a glowing, ephemeral woman, almost heart-achingly beautiful, look back at you with teary eyes at your accusation. Your heart aches for a reason you don't know why, and you feel confused. What just happened? As you stand by the fire, looking around, trying to find the figure, all you're greeted with is rocks and the sound of wind and the crackling of fire. But still, there are no whispers. There are no howls of moaning, crying. Drummond actually stirs awake on his own accord. Drummond, you sit up. Your sort of internal clock telling you that I think it's time to get up. And you look and you see Valeria sort of looking out almost in a panic, confusion, next to the fire.
Now let's head out there and see what's bugging her.
Valeria, Drummond pretty much sneaks up on you. And it's kind of his voice that kind of comes. He's very, very sneaky.
What's going on? Is there something out there? Oh, we can all be idiots sometimes. Best head to bed.
You make your way towards the tent. You just feel sad, you don't know why. You sort of snuggle into your furs and blankets that you guys brought. Fall asleep. Drummond, you look about. It's quiet. But there, a rock falling, breaking the sun. You strain your ears a little bit more. You could swear that just underneath the movement and sound of the wind sort of howling and whistling its way through, that there's almost a rustling. You try to focus on it, and then the noises come. The whispering, the moans, the rage. And you're focusing, and you can swear you can still hear what sounds like rocks falling off other rocks. And you crouch down, move away from the fire a little bit to accustom your eyes more to the darkness. Peer out through the dimness. You can't see anything, but you could swear you heard something. Two hours comes to a close. You walk over and you wake up your employee. Rovanian, your boss has shaken, or Lamorn, your boss has shaken you awake.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for your shift.
Oh, right. Sorry. Struggling to get up. Just say, Drummond, I still got a bit mean to ask you.
Sure, go ahead.
That one night when we were talking, and I don't want to assume, of course, I don't want to assume, but Were you scared?
Scared? Scared of what?
You were mentioning something about dying. Were you honestly scared?
Well, I think so far we've had 3, or is it 4 of our party members die. 2 of them we managed to bring back. Gets kind of scary after a while.
Okay, point taken, point taken. Well, I was just thinking about that, and if you ever needed anyone to confide in, you know I'm always available.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I just wanted to make sure, and it did seem a little odd at first, but just wanted to double check, see if everything was alright.
Maybe we'll talk more when we get back to the market back in Brayburn. This place. Idea if anybody at the walls or the wind has ears.
If there's anyone crazy enough to stay out here in this blasted cold, I plot them for it. In fact, where are my supply? And grab his alchemist supply as he heads out. Alright. Have a good night, Truman.
Alright, have a good night, Leamore.
Leamore, it's almost instant that as soon as you sort of emerged from your tent, as Drummond went in for the night, as soon as you stepped into the air with your things, you immediately begin to hear the noises that you guys have just almost grown accustomed to. That through this almost 2-month-long journey through the mountains has been there every waking moment, but it is far more clear. It's far strong. Whenever you try to not focus on it, it's as if it's pulling you back towards it.
Need to keep my mind off it somehow. He'll grab like supplies, set them down. Squidward, can you pass the... Oh, right. You're not here.
And that's when you hear a voice. I can help you if you like.
Do you know what direction that came from?
You look immediately up on the other side of the fire, and there, sitting on a stone, back straight, legs crossed in a very regal position, with his hands clasped together on one knee, is the professor.
Quickly make a spark in my hand as I get up.
Skin inky black. Hair and beard a stark white in contrast. It's the eyes that are unsettling. This sort of venomous, putrescent yellow that seems to glow as it looks at you.
Alright, who are you? And I'm gonna give you the count of 5 before I incinerate you into ashes.
He sort of chuckles, the way a father would at a child. You've not been a very good boy, Leamore. I've been trying to talk with you because I'm so lonely. And yet you deem me not worth your time.
You died. I saw you die.
You saw me be reborn. You are not looking at the frail old man that you saw, consumed by his own greed of knowledge and power. You saw the awakening of something far greater. something that can help you thrive in this world. Imagine the things we can do together, Leomorn. I can make you great. All I ask for is faith.
You're the one from way back in the town.
Like I said, I'm very lonely.
Whatever faith you're looking for, you won't have it here.
One does need to keep up their social graces.
Whatever faith you're looking for, you are not having it here. I've heard your voices enough times, and I'm sick of it. Whatever
You're going to die where you're going. You feel this in your heart. If you think these paltry monsters that you fight here in the wild test you, you have no idea what awaits you in the place you go. But I do. Leomorn, I can help you. Let me help you. What do I gain from your death?
What do you gain at all if I agree to this?
I gain a friend. A trusted confidant. Then he sort of relaxes his crossed leg a little bit and kind of sits in a more relaxed pose. Someone I can confide in. I am so lonely, Leomorn. The millennia have passed without anyone truly able to understand me. But I think you can.
No. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Leomorn, as you sort of take your eyes away from a bit and then look back up, he's not there. And then his voice is right in your right ear. Let's be friends, Leomorn. And you sort of jump back a little bit as you turn, and he is sitting right next to you. His face serene, though the inky blackness of the skin almost seems to consume the firelight that tries to illuminate it. As the yellow eyes, no pupil, no iris, just a pure yellow orb seems to shine. And you look down across your body and it's almost illuminating it. We can do great things together. We can save this world together. I can save your friends. We can do that together. But this is my last offer. Do not take it now, and I will offer it to other people. Some who are far less trustworthy and brave as you, Leomorn. I do not personally want to do it. You are the one who should wield my power. Imagine my power in the wrong hands. You saw what this silly human did, as he points to his body. You saw the disastrous ways he wielded it. He killed your friend. Not me. I didn't tell him to do that. I tried to save him. Together, Leomorn. Together, we can save them all. What say you?
How close is he to me?
He is face to face with you.
Lev Crestwell is a great man. I don't think he knew what he was getting into. And I know he did his damn best. I didn't see such a dark monster in him. I just saw the kind, gentle being in the surface. being able to wield such amazing power to help those in need.
Imagine what you can do with my power. Take my hand, Leomorn, and together we will save them all. And he holds out his hand towards you.
I'll hesitate to going for his hand, but as I get close, I'm going to do a shocking grasp and try to shove it into his chest.
Your hand passes through. I'm disappointed in you. I'm very disappointed.
Lovecraft was a great man, and if your powers did to him what you're doing to it now, then I'll have no part of it.
I will see you again. And then he's gone. And you're sort of standing there.
And
trembling with rage, fear. As the adrenaline from the situation begins to ebb, you feel drained and tired. Now the sounds begin to assault your hearing.
Whatever this damn thing is, I swear I will burn it to the ashes and make sure that no god or being ever alive would be dealing with such threats. And he'll go to his alchemist supplies and try to get his might off of it for now.
Okay.
And focus more on the cold aspect of the world and try to create the, what is this called? Cayenne tincture?
The cayenne pepper tincture?
Yes.
Okay.
Because know that he saw how Thalion was freezing, so maybe he could whip something up.
Okay, so you're going to not pay attention to your surroundings, and you are going to spend your time you're supposed to be watching making a potion. It's fine. You focus and you start grinding, and through the event of this hallucination you had that could have been brought on by that very strong wine, you have no idea what was in it. Like, you didn't get to analyze it first. Thalian's just like, drink this, and you drank it and you felt warm, and now you're seeing things, and was that real? And just through this whole like anxiety episode that you're having at this moment, you totally forgot to take watch, but you made a cayenne tincture.
Oh dear.
That was perfect. Well done, Liam.
This, try to keep a watch while making it, because I don't want to miss anything.
Go ahead and give yourself a point of advantage for your little reaction to your conversation. So, inspiration to you. And there's that moment that even through the wine warmth, the sun begins to crest over the horizon. And there's that hour or so before the light fully shines over your body that the temperature drops to almost an all-time low, and it is freezing. You're almost standing on top of the fire. And then the warmth begins to wash over your body, and the effects of the wine, thank God, are still there, amplify the heat. Everybody begins to wake up. You guys have a warm bowl of porridge. Some of you eschew the porridge for a good berry. Those of you that have been constantly eating good berries, your body is definitely craving something more sustainable, even though you are full and feel satisfied. There's just a hunger pang for something more material, something more fatty. And those of you that are eating the porridge, oh, when was the last time you tasted something that wasn't spiced wine? It's brutal.
You know, if you squeeze the berry into the porridge, it adds just a tiny little bit of flavor.
So wait, the people.
Just a little pinch of harshness.
You know, I actually have a solution to this tasteless porridge problem.
Yep.
If I just take a spoonful of this fish sauce that I still have, and mix it in with the porridge.
And drop a little tiny drop into each person's bowl.
Yep, just a little bit. It'll change that right up.
Just do it.
No, don't do it.
Well, if it's a tiny bit, it won't hurt, right? It'll taste like tasty fish instead of blech.
I'll take just a dab in mine, if you don't mind.
Mark, I will go ahead and
You're cutting out.
Sorry, let me try to start over. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I will very carefully put just a dab of flavor in anybody's porridge that wants fish-flavored porridge.
How many people want some fish flavored?
Dalian and Guard Shadow.
Okay.
I am going to cast Prestidigitation to make mine taste like chicken noodle soup.
It is delicious.
Prestidigitation does do that. Does Druidcraft do that? Hold on a second. I might be able to match this man.
Oh.
Xerax is like dumping vanilla flowers into his bowl.
It does say sensory effect, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken noodle soup. It doesn't feel like chicken noodle soup.
Make it like mashed potatoes or something.
No, I've got chicken noodle soup.
Well, I got Prestidigitation too, so.
It tastes like chicken noodle soup, but it's the consistency of gruel, which is kind of weird, but the taste is satisfying. Garshadow devours his bowl of porridge. Thalian, it tastes really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with my fish sauce because I can't. My Druidcraft doesn't flavor it. I can do other things, but I can't flavor things. So you got me beat there, wizards.
I will, just for Xerac and myself. If he has the bowl porridge, I'll do Prestidigitation to make it taste like, I don't know.
Who's all got
cinnamon?
No, I'm happy with my fish sauce for now. Maybe tomorrow I'll try your cinnamon flavored porridge. That sounds good.
There's a saltiness with the amount that you put in, Xerac, that is almost tantalizing to the tongue. And it just adds that little oomph of flavor that as you squeezed your goodberry in there, you have this sweet, sour thing that's making your tongue sort of water and somewhat acidic and sweet, and it goes down, and that wasn't too bad.
Hey, I need to log early today. I need to talk to my daughter and take care of something. I'm sorry.
All right, bud. No problem. Lagoza, you still on?
Want to play me, but don't kill me?
I'm here.
Do you want to take over Rovanian, but not kill?
Sure. Rovanian takes the jar of fish sauce and just downs the whole thing.
No, he does not.
Oh dear God.
I wouldn't let anybody finish off my fish sauce because I want that to last for the whole campaign. So I would slap Rovanian across his face. And, but I won't do that because he'll crush me.
You might get hydro punched.
I know, right?
Rovanian doesn't know that. I'm
Next
joking.
plane.
Well, Rovanian's strength just got weaker, so you might be able to survive it.
No, knowing
Rovanian
Xerak, he'll get Hydra punched all the way into the next plane of existence.
Rovanian, after your long rest through the night, your strength has returned and you feel revitalized. You guys begin to break down camp. The helpers doing most of the work around you, making sure the tents are packed up, everything's ready to go as you guys sort of gather yourselves and sort of prepare for the long march to who knows where. But the sign of seeing the ranger on foot running away makes it seem like it's very, very close to your destination, and you sort of have to gird yourselves and prepare. Either by study, prayer, meditation, the seriousness and implications of the coming days is really starting to cement itself in your minds. That what first you thought would be kind of a simple rescue mission up in the mountains has turned into a hide-and-seek dog trail full of very not fun surprises. But it seems Thalian's heart is leading you guys to a place he knows that his destiny is leading him. And in a way, your destinies lead there too. It's a funny name you guys chose for yourselves that kind of hits it right on the head. You guys seem to be united by your strings of fate. Something that Euceris told you all very long ago. Well, most of you. And you guys begin to go through the winding path again. The river, far to the bottom, the cliff face and trails leading off to who knows where up to your left. Thalian in the lead on his horse, looking over, finding the small marks that have been left. The signs of someone struggling and moving through here at a very, very fast pace. Can't believe I forgot to take this off. Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh god, I almost said persuasion.
Xerak, you're immediately alerted by moonlight. There's something ahead, he says very quickly, and his voice so much shaky. And you focus and look, and you see a dark spot in the trail far up ahead. It seems static. You pointed out Valeria, Thalian. You immediately pick up on it as Xerak calls out to you, and in turn everybody begins to see this dark shape further up.
I would like to send Moonlight a bit ahead and up about 30 feet in the air to get a closer look, and I'll close my eyes. Since Elise is driving the horse, I can close my eyes and look through Moonlight easier now.
Moonlight takes off, flies up through the air, and you focus through the animal eyes, and you see a static shape standing still, arms spread out, standing on its tippy toes. The closer Moonlight gets, you look and you see, almost as if crucified on the trail, another ranger. wooden spike driven through its body, erupting out of its open mouth, jaw broken, distended, arms hanging out like a scarecrow, leather armor ripped, tattered, bloodied.
It looks like another victim is ahead.
Moonlight swoops in a little closer, lands for a second. You look up and you see written across the chest, and what you can probably imagine was its own blood, is the word trespasser, before Moonlight takes off again.
I relay to the group that, well, it appears that the people, the denizens that live here in these mountains deal with trespassing harshly, as they have left a message on the trail ahead. A gruesome one. They do not want us here. Sally, and I fear if your friend is here, there is slim chance that they are alive.
Just then, a loud screech echoes. Everybody looks towards Moonlight. Moonlight yells in your mind, "Watch out!" And you look up and you see a form beginning to get ready to jump off of the cliff above you.
Look out!
The one map I needed to finish that I didn't finish. Give me a quick tick. Yes, after the long rest, if you upgraded your sheet, Rudy, you should have it.
Okay, thank you.
And to answer your question, Chris, no. I moved Ophelia to the back. Still covering you? Ken, you there?
I'm here. No, it's not covering me. It's just covering Elise.
Elise in the front. Can you see now?
No, but that's fine. That's her problem, not mine.
I can see both of us up front over
Okay, cool. So that works then.
It looks like on my end, Droman is behind Quasimodo.
Yeah. Yeah, same with Lamorn and Valeria and stuff.
Wow, we're on round 30 already. Holy moly.
Okay.
It's been 22 hours, so we're going all the way, folks. Get a good roll for the first one. I got a crap roll for the second.
Mark, is the black thing that we saw on the road on the map or not on the?
I'll put it on at the very, very, very over here. I'll put something
Okay,
there.
yeah, that's fair because I did want to keep Moonlight about 20 to 30 feet away from it as he was inspecting it.
We'll put there. The little black shadow thing is the crucified ranger.
Awesome.
Okay, well, I mean, there's no sense in her. She won, so she's not going to hide. As this form is beginning to sort of spider climb down the cliff face towards you guys, as your visions were drawn towards here, you begin to hear an incantation as rocks begin to float up along the cliff face and begin to orbit around this one vampire standing at the very top, this sort of female-looking figure. And that's going to be her turn.
So we can tell that they're vampires right off the bat. They have that look about them.
No, they're very humanoid in shape. Some wearing armor, all cloaked. So technically you can't tell they're vampires, they just look like maybe bandits.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had assumed, that we were being ambushed by bandits. So I will roleplay that I don't know they're vampires until they start gnawing on people.
I do believe this thing is a vampire as it's gnawing on your...
That would be the first clue, yes.
Okay, so she begins to cast a spell as rocks begin to float around her and begin to orbit her, like small planets. And as a bonus action, she's going to fling one out towards them.
Towards who?
I need Drummond, Rovanian, Quasimodo, Ophelia, Zirak, and Elise to give me dexterity saving.
I thought she slung. Oh, it's a burst. Okay. Ophelia and Zirak, I'll roll for.
So according to Rovanian's character sheet, he has danger sense.
He does. He has advantage on this.
Okay.
What kind of save did you say? A dexterity save?
Dexterity saving.
Damn, Quasimodo's agile.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Okay. 9 points of fire damage to all who failed the DC 15. Half of that if you succeed. As one of these rocks begin to orbit, and as the person shot out a hand, fire begin to envelop it, and it crashed into the ground like a small meteor. That's the end of its turn. Rudy.
Is this a sheer wall?
Yes, it's kind of a cliff moving up. You can climb it. It does have handholds to get up to the upper level. But there seems to be one of the trails, like the goat trails that always seem to wander along this area, coming down, which seems to be the area that they're choosing to attack.
I am going to leap off of the horse to and I'm going to climb all the way up there, and I'm going to just take the dodge action for now.
Okay. I'll say that as you climb and leap, you have a clear view of this one, and you look, and as it turns to follow you, every inch of its body seems to be covered in what seems to be almost metal. There's a metal mask, squiggly marks, maybe engravings on it, fingers, everything seems to be covered as it's looking at you.
And which one was that? This one?
Yes, the one closest to you. That you can see, you have a clear view that everything about it is covered, and the eyes on the mask itself are red. And then that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
Perfect. Garshadow.
Garshadow rushes up towards that one that's in metal and is going to try and knock it prone.
Unhindered by the difficult terrain of the slope leading up, Garshadow with his climb speed, poof, 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 at a great lope jumps to try to tackle the creature. 21 hits. This is a strength save.
Yes.
23. He throws up his forearm as Garshadow sinks his fangs into it, and he shoves the lion off as Garshadow lands, prepared to attack again. Valiant.
Dalian jumps off. That way, Nobleheart can.
Nobleheart takes off, almost as if trained to run through the back, towards the other three and out of the picture. I'm just going to put him over here. How did he get over?
And Dalian actually draws his bow and takes a careful aim with one of the arrows that he received, going to shoot at this thing that Garshadow's in front of.
Okay, he's gonna get half cover because of the thick copse of trees leading up through here. But as you take aim, it's only +2 to his AC. As the tree boughs are kind of in your way a little bit as you're sort of Robin Hooding it through that the treed area.
Okay, and you said those arrows were +2 arrows, right?
They are +2 arrows, which means +2 to damage.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So +2 ammunition is only to the damage. This one sinks into a tree, like right here. It's kind of on track, but you need to find a better way in to sort of look up.
And I go in that direction to kind of take some cover as
Okay.
grit my teeth from that horrible shot. The Garcia will use his reaction to bite since I attacked.
Okay. Whew. Yeah, that'll hit him. Okay, so hold on. So it's going to be 6 plus 9. Why can't I add? 15 halved to 7 plus 2. 9 total.
Do you include his 4 from the favorite enemy, if that's a vampire?
Yes, that's the plus 2. Because I have to have the 4 because it's not magical.
Okay.
But yeah, he takes another chunk out of the guy, and you kind of hear this metallic kind of laugh, followed by a meow coming from behind the mask. Moonlight.
All right, Moonlight will fly to here and raise up 6 there. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time because then all the little asterisk things will appear where I'm trying to type. Moonlight will fly there, going up 60 feet in the air, and take the dodge action.
Okay. It is the duelist's turn. Not seeing anybody there. He's going to attack the cat. And you watch as he raises up this black sword, grabs it with both hands, and he's going to start attacking Garshadow. Fuck. Alright, well. Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Garshadow is going to take 15 plus 6, 21, and then he's going to take an additional 2d6. Okay, so that's 15 plus 6, 21, 28 total damage on Garshadow as he just cuts directly into the lion's side, and Garshadow roars in pain, and it turns into a meow as he puts his foot into Garshadow's shoulder and kicks him off, and he is going to flourish the blade with 2 hands, and he's going to try to strike the lion in the neck. For 26, doing an additional 13 points of slashing damage to Garshadow. And he sort of laughs. Meow! And he's going to stay right where he is. Don't do it, Anakin! I've got the high ground.
Okay, seeing that Garshadow died again, Rovanian's going to get off his horse and rush the metal man.
Okay, it is difficult terrain. As soon as you get to here, Ken, I can't remember, it's costs no movement to dismount, correct?
It is half your movement to dismount.
Okay.
Oh, is
So
it?
he'll
Okay.
Dismount for 20, because his speed is 40.
Correct.
So you're double moving. I think you might be able to make it if you double move. So dismount there for 20, 25, 35, and then you'll have to double move. 10, 15, 20.
Does it take an action to rage?
Takes a bonus action to rage.
Rovanian rages.
Do you choose necrotic or radiant damage?
Based off the fact that we were attacked by a random vampire.
You don't know their.
No, I'm going on the previous.
Okay.
I'm trying to play. I know I'm trying to play Rovanian.
But the closer you get, you see that every piece of skin is covered, and that covering the face seems to be a metallic mask with what looks to be red lenses over the eyes.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
We'll come back to your turn. I'll let you decide after. Drummond.
Okay, I'll dismount.
Quasimodo runs.
Let's see. So that was half my movement to do that, or does the athletic feat work for dismounting too?
I will say the athletic will move for dismounting as well.
Okay, so that will be 5 feet for me. And I'm going to have to cunning action dash. And from there, I'm going to throw a knife at this guy at the top of the hill.
Okay.
Go, Lucky Dagger.
So 24 hits as it catches Purchase in its shoulder as it sort of oof, and then looks at you.
Hi, how's it going? Nice mask, like mine?
There's a metallic chuckle that seems to be echoing from this person. Zero.
Okay, that will be my...
Elise, do you want to stay or go? Quick, you have to answer like right now because I'm role playing the moment. Stay or go?
Go.
Okay, I ride up 60 feet. I kick the horse's flanks. She's got the reins, and I just say go, and I'm going to move the horse 60 feet up.
Wouldn't it be difficult terrain for the
Why is it difficult terrain? On the path? The trail?
I thought you were running up.
No, I'm riding straight.
Yeah,
He wants to save his poor horse.
Fuck yeah, my horse is gonna die. If another one of
the horse
those
would get up
meteorite
and-
things hits, even if the horse makes the save, it dies. So I'm not gonna take that chance.
Also,
but
your health is down.
The horse has 4 hit points left, and
Your
my
health
health
went
is
down.
my health is down because I also took damage from the meteor because I don't have shield or mage or my thing up.
From the fire.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have any protection on yet. And since it was a save, I couldn't use shield. But as I ride the horse up, I'm going to blast this thing that blasted me with a spell before I take off.
Oh, so it wasn't this one. It was this one way up here.
Oh, would I be able to see that as I rode my horse over here?
I will say you are very aware of where that flaming rock fell from the sky at. You can definitely see what seems to be a lithe, slender frame and robes. Its face looks sort of androgynous, as it has 5 more of these rocks floating around its body.
All right, so as I ride back and catch a glimpse of him, I pull out my tiny little diamond from my satchel, and it grows into a softball-sized ball of fire, and I'm going to throw it back at him.
And the fire. Go ahead and make your attack. Ooh, no point shooting that
baby.
bitch.
Yeah, baby.
I don't think she's gonna make this con save. Go ahead.
It's a level 3 spell slot, Mark. Because I wanted to blast it. So let's see what this does.
I think she's dead. Let's give it a shot.
Or you see like a mushroom cloud appear in the distance.
Okay, so that's 34 plus 14 for 48. Wow.
I'm not 100% sure that the higher level castings count as the crit damage, though.
Go ahead and do the math in your head really quick.
Okay, let me see. It's 3d8, but a higher level casting adds d8, so that would be 5d8. So 5 times 8 is 40, right? So it
Here's
should be 40.
Concentration save.
40 plus the dice I rolled. So it would be 40 plus 12 plus 14. So 40, 52, 56, 66 damage is what it should be.
Okay, she needs to make a DC 15 con save. Because this is definitely a shock to the system. She fails the con save. This is the first time we've used it in a while, so I don't have the sheet on hand, but I'm going to look up the system.
I can't wait. This is
Ken, go ahead. Ken,
that was better than a fireball, dude. That was amazing. That was a fireball on crack.
Ken, you have the honors of rolling the D10.
Oh, thank you, Mark. I'll go ahead right now.
I thought my chaotic bolt was insane. Yours is nuts.
I was hoping for an instant death. She is shooken to the core and cannot take any reactions until the end of her next turn.
Amazing! I hope that
wishing for a quick death right now.
I hope she can't throw any more of those meteorites. That's what I don't know. I guess that was pretty impressive. I'm pretty happy with that.
She is clinging on to life. Well,
I looked at Elise as I ride by and launched that ball of fire that blasted a crater in the ground, and I say, "That was pretty awesome, wasn't it?"
Elise is gonna be like, that'll teach her to touch Zarak's horse. Any of us, to be honest.
Nobody messes with Ophelia.
Nobody messes with my shit. Nobody.
So just to be sure, she dropped the concentration on the rocks?
The rocks immediately fell to the ground as soon as Zarak's fireball, engulfed her, and through her mask, you hear a very high-pitched female metallic scream as her body was engulfed in flames, and now it's just standing there singeing and smoking as she's wheezing for breath. She's in rough shape.
I see her over there.
Good turn, Zarak.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting the crit, but that worked out just fine. I double checked the math, so 66 is the right amount. I just wanted to make sure.
You almost one-hit killed her. She only has 70 hit points.
Awesome. Well, that was a third level spell slot well spent.
That single-handedly turned the tide of the battle there. It is the rogue's turn. He's going to say, "Plans changed!" And he's going to pull out a dagger, click the bottom, and he's going to spider towards Drummond.
He's the only one we can't see the health bar, by the way. I don't know if you meant.
Oh, really? Give me one quick second. I want you.
His stealth's so high we can't see his health.
There you go.
There we go.
And he is going to make an attack at Drummond. "14, Drummond."
And that's what you need.
Okay. I'm going to take 5 piercing and then hold on.
Well, we're going to hellish rebuke him, so he stabs me, and then I point a finger at him, and I'm like, no, you burn.
Okay.
Bad.
For a second. Where are you? There you are. Okay, Drummond, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution, you said?
Yep, and he's going to attempt a Dexterity saving throw.
I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Okay, so he succeeds, and with sort of supernatural grace, he takes no damage from your Hellish Rebuke, as he seemed to evade it quite well. You do fail, so you take the 14 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned for 1 hour. He is going to cunning action, disengage. 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, you better run.
25 as he crawls over the rocks, climbing with ease towards the caster. Valeria. Okay, double move to there. You have a bonus. Okay. Elise.
I am going to take out my rapier and ready in action in case anything comes at us, since I believe I'm too far away to do anything right now, and take the dodge action.
Okay, so you're going to take the dodge action.
Yep.
Okay. Lamb.
I'm gonna dismount about here.
Troy pieces out.
That brings up to like what, 15 left?
Yeah, 15 feet left to move.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15. And I'm going to place a hand on Valeria's shoulder and ask her, do you trust me?
Famous last words right there, man. You trust me.
Right, with that, like I said, it's gonna feel a little weird, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Step. And jump us all the way up to about right. I don't know. Or about right here?
Move your token where you want to go.
I'll probably plant right here.
Taking Valeria with you. Like a cannon shot that's echoing through the mountains from the Thunderstep. You land, causing the plant life around you to sort of landing in a somewhat crater as everything is pushed away from your radius. Is that everything you can do?
Doesn't compare to the crater that's sitting right here right now.
No.
Just one sec.
No, we're at the edge of the crater.
That one killed the dinosaur.
More like the flame and scorched ground that remains.
And I'll make sure Valeria's okay. Hold the staff ready, and that's probably going to be it for now.
Top of round 2. A scream of rage erupts from the masked light figure as the same rocks begin to raise from the sky once again. And she's going to throw 2 rocks directly at the newcomers.
Mark, when she begins casting that spell... oh wait, shit, I might be too far. Hold on.
I think you're way too far away.
Yeah, 60 feet is the range. Okay, never mind. I was going to counterspell that bitch. Never mind.
Which is why I chanced counting the spell.
No, you're good. I shouldn't have rode so far away. It's my bad. I wasn't thinking ahead. Good play. Okay, it's fine.
There's a reason I only threw 1 thing of fire at your horse, is because I wanted you to save your horse right away. She has some fun toys I want to play with without you ruining it, Zero.
I hear you. I know. I'm a DM too, Mark. I hear you.
How dare you almost kill her? 1 rock comes in, exploding. Valeria, Leomorn, I need a dexterity save.
Oh boy.
Valeria, 7 points of fire. Leomorn,
Nope.
8 points of fire. Another rock coming as soon as you sort of dodge out of the way. I need another dexterity save.
Wait, how much did it get? 7 points, or?
7 on the first one, and I need another dexterity save. She's throwing 2 of these meteors at. She can throw up to 1 or 2 as a bonus action.
She's getting a little pissed off at the wrong person.
Oh, Valeria, you just sort of slipped and wasn't able to get fully out of the way as the second rock detonates, and you guys take 9 more points of fire damage. And the rogue, through the metallic voice from the roguish figure with the cloak, "Get out of here!" And then she starts to spider climb. 5, 10, 20, 25. She's 5 feet off the map at this point. Rudy.
1 second, please. So Rudy is gonna go. And she's going to attack this person.
Can you show me how you move there?
Where was I? About here-ish.
Yes. Because this is a very, very tough climb down. It's not exactly a trail. There's the flat area you're standing off, and then rocks that go down.
I am athletic, so
Are you going to jump down?
I'm
Or
gonna
you're going to try to rock climb down?
I'm gonna try and rock climb down. How's that?
You know what? It says climbing doesn't cost extra movement. I'm just going to say that you carefully made your way down. Just go with that.
I'm doing that like wall run.
And you're attacking which one?
This one that's right next to me.
Okay.
As
26 definitely is.
I swipe my sword as I run past, and then I just bring it back and bash her in the face with my repulsing pummel thrust. And they get pushed 13 feet this way.
And then that just happens.
That just happens. And they also
Okay,
take
13 feet which way?
damage. What's that?
13 feet which way?
This way.
Okay, so he gets thrown back against the rocks.
I was hoping to knock him over onto this cliff and have him fall 35 feet.
You could have used Garshadow's unconscious body as like a trip backwards. If you would have pointed in that direction, it would have maybe let that happen.
Oh, God.
With a check.
No, I was hoping.
Anything else?
I was hoping that I thought this was a whole cliffside.
That was a really good turn.
But yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
I need a death save for Garshadow. Okay, that's a success. Thalion.
Okay, what terrain is this? The whole difficult terrain?
This is mountains.
Okay, just making sure.
While there are trees, does not constitute enough for forest.
So getting there, can I still see the one who's climbing up?
Yes. She is definitely a lot higher up on the cliff as she's trying to climb up and away. You're looking through the tops of the trees up at this cliff, and you're watching the rogue kind of on a precipice, sort of waiting there with his hands clinging against the rock, watching as the other one is trying to climb and get out of there.
I'm gonna take aim and see if I can stop her.
Okay. "13 misses. The arrow tink, deflects off a rock, falling to the ground, breaks.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. Moonlight, 60 feet up in the air.
All right, so Moonlight is going to dive bomb and get next adjacent to this guy, use the help action, and then soar back up into the sky. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can get like back up to here, about 40 feet in the air after using the help action on that guy.
Okay. I'm going to give him the range. Help action, advantage on the next. It is that guy's turn. He is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. Spider climbing up the cliff face. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5 feet off the map. The only thing that can see him currently is moonlight. Rovanian.
Is this guy on the cliffside?
He is on the cliffside. Like Stallone in Cliffhanger. And from where he's at from the ground, he's about 40 feet up.
Do these guys look like they're fleeing, or are they?
What does Rovanian's rage mind tell him?
His rage mind tells him to chase.
What does Rovanian do? As his prey seems to be scattering away.
He does chase and kill anything that is an affront to nature.
Well, I don't know these things are a affront to nature. That's the thing, because they're covered up. I just think they're bandits.
They're creepily climbing up these stones.
So
They're
yeah,
also
I'm gonna-
using magic and stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm trying not to get Chris killed, but he's gonna. Okay, Rovanian's gonna chase the guy up the mountain.
Okay.
10? Or is that 5?
That's 10. This is a slope you guys are fighting on. 20, 30. 40. His climbing speed is halved.
So is that 10 or 20?
I think is that right, Ann? If your movement is 40 feet and you climb, you can only go 20 feet?
That's correct. You climb at half your normal speed unless you have a climbing speed.
So I think you would get to climbing on the cliff about there.
Can I see the guy from there?
You can hear him? I'll say yeah, you can just see him.
Okay, unfortunately my rage ends.
It does.
But-
dissipate.
Yeah. But that's my turn.
All right. You said this person down here is climbing on the wall,
Yes.
and are they within? Is that right? They're like 40 feet.
No. So I guess I'll write it down. Sorry. This guy's about 40 feet up along the cliff face. She is further up. We'll say that she's about 60 feet. away
Perfect.
From the road.
Oh, away from the road.
No, 60 feet total. I'll just say she's 60 feet. If you want some satisfaction. And this
Sweet
guy's about
dreams.
40 feet up.
Sweet dreams,
You
lady.
cast sleep, and you watch as a poof, and the sleep has no effect on this person.
Oh, boo.
Shakes the head and sort of looks down, and she's preparing to keep.
All right, I'm gonna sneak into the bushes and cunning action hide.
Definitely not natural. Zirak.
All right, so can I see the witch climbing on the rocks from where I am?
Yes.
That's not more than 120 feet away, so I will firebolt her.
So she's 60 feet up the cliff, and then I don't know. You do the math. I don't want to do that right now.
Well, it's definitely less than. I mean, even if she's diagonally away from me, she would be about 90 feet away, possibly, but that's less than 120.
Okay.
So I mean, I can dismount and move 15 feet closer if I have to. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, dismounting adjacent to my horse, moving 15 feet down the path. I get a better view, line up my shot, making a little finger guns. I'm going to firebolt her.
She does the thing where she places one hand and then spins around and moves out of the way as your firebolt impacts this place that she just was, as you just missed.
Bummer.
She has 16 with her mage armor.
That's awesome. All right, well, I yell up a challenge and say, yeah, that's right, run! Your superior magicians are better. Run in the face of superior magic.
The rogue is going to go 120 feet. No, I can't do math. 90 feet up. 20, so the rogue is currently... Where is the rogue? 20, 70 feet off the map. Up the cliff face. Valyria.
Okay, so all difficult terrain right here where we're standing.
Yes, it's a slope that continues up. You've seen those like when you're driving through the mountains and you see all the shale falls that are going in between two areas. That's kind of what you're looking at. It's a wide slope that comes down and you guys are running up patchy pieces of shale, bushes, and just like hard pines that are kind of growing in this area, trying to find purchase.
I think if I could probably do a guiding bolt from here.
Okay.
To I guess one of them, probably the one that's closer, the 60 feet.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna try that.
She can't even shield that as your guiding bolt. As soon as it, almost as if it was choreography and planned. Zirak's firebolt hits the rocks, forcing her to turn. And now, as she's looking at you, her eyes go wide as you send a bolt of divine light that strikes her. And you watch as the clothing illuminates and then deflates. And all the clothing seems to like float and then cling onto the rocks and then tumble all the way down as that person is dead. 4 hit points was not enough for the crit. Very well done. I'll have a bonus action, Valyria.
I guess I'll call it my spiritual weapon, just in case, but that's, yeah.
Elise. Elise, are you still going to dodge?
No, the one with the little, what you call it, up here in the corner, that person's not dead yet, right?
No, and you currently cannot see him because you have about a 60-foot wall that you're staring at.
Oh, alright, damn it.
You can see this guy, but he is almost a speck climbing up the cliff.
One second. Okay, so I'm going to dismount, and then I'm going to move the rest of my movement. 5, 10, 15, which puts me right there.
with all the loud explosions and the scent of the dead body before Ophelia takes off down the trail and enjoys her her brethren horses.
So I can barely see this dude over here, right?
Which dude?
That's against the one by the spiritual weapon. I can barely see him.
Let's see. 65 plus. I'll say you can see him. I'll just say that you can see him up there climbing. The closer you get, the better you can see him.
Okay.
And we'll say that he's 70 feet off the map. So that's 65 plus 70. 100. He's 135 feet away.
Okay, so yeah, he's too far away. Never mind. Oh shoot! I think that's all I can do then. Is probably move.
Okay, so we'll say that you do the dodge action as you're wary standing next to Zirak, who is still pumped and jacked. The power is flowing. 70-foot guy is, I think, still within your reach.
I think so. 35.
You should thunderstep yourself onto the cliff. I'm just saying. Do it.
Probably look it up, like kind of like gauge his distance as he brings his gloved hand back, getting an electrical ball in it, into a chaos ball. He just overhands it like a pitcher.
Go ahead and cast it. The 23 is going to hit him.
Ooh.
He's going to use his uncanny dodge. Can he uncanny dodge this? Okay, so he's going to half the damage. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Right. Oh, that's nothing.
Okay, so do you want it to be acid or do you want it to be lightning?
I'm gonna make it lightning.
You hit him right in the back and he almost seizes and lets go, but he clings onto the rock.
Come on down there. Have a nice talk, unless you want another one.
And he needs to roll. Okay. He manages to hold on to his weapon. Lamorn, is that the end of...
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be able to do.
She is dead. Her body floats to the ground. The rocks perilously tumbling off of the cliff now as she lost concentration as she died. As 4 of these rocks tumble towards you guys and you guys sort of duck out of the way. They look like they're running. What would you guys like?
Dalian's not really chasing because he's going straight for Guard Shadow.
Okay.
I don't think I can catch him.
Okay. You guys are watching Rovanian kind of rage climbing to get to the top of this cliff. Do you guys call out to him at all?
Rovanian, heal. Stop. Come back.
Rovanian are telling you to stop. Okay. I'll say that we end it there. Initiative is over.
Is her mask still intact? I'd like to add it to my collection.
There is a mask, and you look at it, and it almost looks like the Court of Owls mask from Batman. Very sleek. a line going down the middle, and you see two almost quartz ruby lenses over. And as you sort of pop the hood off, take off the mask, you watch as ash sort of rains down from the inside.
What was she wearing?
What was that?
What was she wearing besides that mask?
She had what seems to be a long robe, a very thick wool, a long black cloak that was strung over her. You see these full-length, like calfskin gloves that go all the way up past her elbow. It's very finely made stuff. You look along her belt that sort of cinches around, and you see a couple pouches. One, as you grab it, jingles with coin. And another one is a little bit larger, kind of like a smaller satchel on her left hip. As you sort of open it, you get the smell of almost what seems to be like herbs and alchemical ingredients. You look inside, and there's like a bunch of weird things. There's like a feather and like a small ball of tar.
I'm gonna throw that to Leomorn. And are there any can I tell, like, is there any like symbols of like who they were from, this outfit?
There is a symbol. You see not carved, like almost a patch on where the left breast would be as you move the cloak back. And you see two crossed silver flags in front of an outline of a tall peak.
I will show this to Thalid, and I go, do you recognize this?
Looking it over, do I recognize it?
I should have made the lines thicker. You don't immediately recognize it, but you can probably assume that that's probably the symbol or the crest for the Silver Pinnacle. Leomorn, you catch the pouch, you look inside, and it's a component pouch for casting spells. You dig through there. And what you find are a couple crazy things. Super wild stuff. If I can find it here. Where is it? You find sulfur, pine tar, and niter. And as you smell it, it gives it away, and it's been formed. A couple of them have been formed into beads. You see a small silk pouch full of rose petals. A couple small, stale, tiny, what looks like tart cakes in a feather, a red dragon scale, and some lagoon seeds.
I'll probably just rifle through, so it's like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, that's very pretty. That might... And... probably a bit too soon, but it is a components pouch, so I'll see if I can't strap it on myself and maybe...
Drummond? Yeah, go ahead, and that's, let me hear. For your notes, Drummond, you notice that stuck inside the hood that the mask was sort of a part of, that kind of covered the face, stuck and embedded within, covered in ash, are two diamond earrings.
I'll hold them out to Valeria and be like, these would look very pretty on you. You kind of shake the diamonds at her like...
They are beautiful earrings. They're sort of cut in a very geometric square pattern. something that resembles the gems that Thalion was carrying that he found inside the leather satchel. Ambush thwarted by some incredible feats of magic. You guys walk back as your 3 helpers have corralled the horses, calmed them down. Faye and Tristan are tending to these sort of impact wounds and cuts and burns on Ophelia's legs and hindquarters. You guys begin to move towards the dead crucified body that's been blatantly placed in the middle of the trail. What do you guys do?
Carefully checking to make sure that the crucified corpse isn't gonna move or anything. I kind of tap at it with the glaive just to make sure. And it's
You tap at it, it doesn't move. The closer you get and inspect it, the body has been sort of twisted and tortured and warped to an almost unnatural form, like he was broken, like a child breaks a toy. The stake has, like Vlad the Impaler, like been forced through his body and out of his mouth. Hands sort of loosely hung out towards the sides. It is a very gruesome sight, maybe only rivaled by like the Viking blood eagle.
Well, they're obviously not trying to turn people.
And you see clearly written on the chest, common in a very rough finger paint-like way, trespasser.
So I am going to... This was one of the hunters also, right?
He is a ranger.
As I pull him down, I'll check him for anything, and then I'll try and at least burn him to kind of give him a better burial or something.
Body has been stripped. You sort of take off the armor. You see a sizable hole in his chest, heart missing, some other internal organs missing. Teeth gone. Some ribs were taken. You gather up some dry wood, light a fire, spark the pyre that you lay the body on. Watch it as it goes up, and you guys continue up the trail.
Yes.
You guys begin to ride.
Wait, are the horses okay? Did we get the horses back? Because they're not with us, so I just
Yes,
wanted to make
the three
sure.
helpers managed to corral the horses as they ran back along the trail. They began tending and applying salves to Ophelia's wounds. And her
Excellent. I appreciate their care of Ophelia because she was quite
Ophelia
sick.
feels better, but she's in shock a little bit after being hurt. She feels tentative underneath you, as if spooked a little bit.
And if we're going to continue up this side of the cliff to where these enemies came from, and it might be dangerous, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. You cast Mage Armor. You guys ride for about another 3 hours before the smell hits you. It is a putrid, rotting stench of bodies left out in the sun. You climb the trail, and it winds off to the right, and then it inclines in a switchback. You guys keep riding, following the marks that have been laid, as well as the physical marks on the ground and along the walls that shows that some people tried to run. About another half hour to navigate this switch back to the top. The horse is getting very skittish, their eyes growing wide. It is just a scent that's almost overpowering to their senses, everything telling them to run. Dalian, you're first to breach the top, and there you have found Condor's Rise. Tents, tables, strewn and broken, bodies crucified. Some body parts are just cut, thrown over. Some bodies look like they have been smashed. Others have perfectly cylindrical holes that do not bleed, but blood is pouring from their mouths and their eyes. Others look like they've been surgically cut at joints. The cut's clean. Rows of bodies put on spikes. There is clearly a battle here. There is clearly a victor. Off in the distance, about a mile off, sitting in a precipice, is a large tower. Ruined, broken, the sides of it reaching up in jaggy spikes. The words of Squickwick returning to your mind. The broken teeth up in the mountains, where they took the man-things. Broken, tower. Up. Standing sentinel, alone. Why is it so There we go. Much better. Did I move you guys onto the page? Perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Birds endlessly circling the top of this ruined structure, high up in a very uninhabitable place, as the sound of clicking rounds a corner, and you hear a female voice. Oh, this is a surprise. You're looking at a strange figure, dressed in very revealing clothes. Skin exposed to the elements. Even though it's freezing cold, she looks perfectly in place. Were you the ones that did this? And she sort of points to the bodies.
I was about to ask you that same thing.
And that's where we're going to end it today.
How did I know?
Hey guys, look, it's Sin.
Oh, my favorite hot elf chick. Yes.
God damn you, Xerac.
Is that the person that I blasted?
Oh no. That person is Ashes.
Oh, okay, good.
But that's the person that rounded the corner and sort of looked at you guys in kind of surprise. As you guys are looking at her in surprise too, like she's wearing a bikini or something. You're like, what's going on here?
Like, it's cold up here in the mountains, witch.
Well,
Is she riding a normal horse or an undead horse?
She's walking. The sound of the clicking was her heeled boots. You guys have finally made it to the broken tower, far up in the mountains, where the Skaven would take the man-things and hide them from the vampires. The rangers that have been set here have been seemingly wiped out. You're not sure what did it. You're not sure how it was done. But it's carnage. I don't know if you guys have seen Kingdom of Heaven. Just imagine the after battle when Jerusalem was defeated out in the field and it was just littered with bodies and just birds everywhere. And that's kind of what you're looking at. Your fate has brought you to this place, and we'll see what happens next time.
Something told me I was going to see this character again.
Oh, you just knew she was going to make an appearance in my game.
Was she in the Curse of Strahd campaign?
She's got butts to pinch! Yes, she did. She made Bree very sexually uncomfortable inside a tomb.
Yes, she did.
She also left Avelos very tongue-tied. She's fun. I love her. You guys should love her too.
She's the one who likes her undead minions, right?
Yes. Yes.
We didn't even have to name for like forever.
Yeah, you guys just kept beating her and she just kept like flirting with you uncomfortably.
I thought it was that we kept that, like before, like we would ask her and then she would just like walk away.
I think what would happen is some people would ask in chat, and I wouldn't see it until after the end. But then I believe it was, Cain who finally asked what her name was inside Strahd's parents' tomb, and that's when she said her name was Sin. And then I remember Bree going, "Sins are pretty bad," and then she like got up right into Bree's face and was like, "We're the very best things."
I was picturing actually when you were describing her, Carmilla from Castlevania.
But it's strange. She's definitely elvish.
That's a good one too.
She has kind of like a high elvish look to her, though her aura and attire sort of denotes this sort of death. So, and yeah, we'll pick up there next Tuesday, and I'm going to make you guys feel like heroes. You guys are going to earn it, and it's going to be fucking glorious.
Are they?
It's going to be amazing. I have faith that you guys are going to do this. Or not. But I honestly can't wait. We've been building up to this point for so long.
We are either going to dominate it or get totally owned.
Don't use the word dominate with this picture, please.
Oh no, please continue to tell me about dominating with this picture.
Oh, but it's such a pity.
It's a good one.
I hope Zirak likes licking leather boots because she's very.
A halfling rogue and a dwarven cleric join the party.
If the leather boots are attached to that image, I will lick them. That's fine.
Oh God!
Absolutely.
You guys forget this is coming from the same man that was groping and caressing a statue of a pretty naked lady.
Yeah, this one at least has
that
real
was made
flesh.
of stone. At least this one is alive.
In Zirak's defense, the statue did seduce him.
Well, this girl is welcome to seduce me too, Mark.
Zero, don't you have a
I'll play
girlfriend
along.
though?
Well, yeah, but she turned evil and burned a whole village. So we'll see how this relationship goes.
To be fair, Zirak, the statue seduced you before that happened.
This is true. All right, well, it'll be fun. I'll role play in the moment.
So my plan through the mountains was to make you guys feel absolutely bored, and like it was dragging and dragging and dragging. So when opportunities came, like a stranger was running down the trail, that you guys would feel obligated to jump into action just from being like, why won't this end? Why are we going so long? Why is this happening? And it worked. I had Doug make a very quick emotional moment that he didn't think about logically really quick, and he ran out. I made Valyria and Carla see evil in everything, which is going to lead to some good roleplay moments later on. I thought you guys did an excellent job going along with the ride for me. Thank you very much for role-playing every little bit of that out. Thank you, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Some of you I will see Friday and Saturday. And
Yes, we have a Tomb of Annihilation game this Friday where you guys finally enter the tomb.
thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.